was about 2 years ago, and I was in my room, kind of trying to do push-ups, trying to train, trying to build muscle, to improve in general, become more athletic. And I'm kind of visualizing myself older, being super muscular, being pretty strong, being very athletic, and just being respected for these different skills I've developed in training and pushing myself. But here I am, being super inconsistent with my workouts, training one day and then skipping 3 days, and then training another day and then skipping 4 days. And being frustrated with myself, thinking to myself, fuck, I want to be an athlete, I want to be really strong, I want to be really athletic. Because this is a value that I always wanted to, this is something I always wanted to be since I was younger. I was watching like anime as a kid, thinking to myself, oh yeah, I want to be like those guys. You see those guys doing like handstand push-ups with like 100 kilos on their back, running around. Like I was watching a lot of shonen animes like Naruto, Dragon Ball, and all those things, and I was really motivated by them to kind of, oh yeah, I want to train, I want to be as strong as them, I want to train like them. But here I was being super inconsistent. But I kept visualizing myself, seeing that vision of myself being more muscular, because I was very skinny then, being more muscular, being stronger, being kind of known as this athletic, strong guy, being known as a pretty muscular guy. And now I wouldn't say that I've reached the peak of athleticism or the peak of strength, but I've built a pretty good physique. I've built a physique that I'm pretty proud of. I've become very strong for my age, become very athletic, become very flexible, become a lot of the things that I wanted to become 2 years ago. And the reasons why, I took action. I train every day. I try to improve my discipline, all those things. But another reason why, it's probably those visualizations that I did. And that kind of switch in identity that I tried to actually produce. Because I saw that new person I wanted to become, and I kept seeing myself in that person. I kept seeing myself being in that person. I kept trying to be under their skin and see what kind of actions they would take, how they would think. And now I can't even imagine missing a workout now, because I see myself as that kind of athlete, the guy who's an athlete that trains every single day. I can't imagine myself not going to the gym one day. That I'm capable to. If I recently got surgery, so I wasn't allowed to train. But I can't really imagine myself not training, because it's just part of my identity. It's just part of who I am now. So my actions, my thoughts are aligned to it. And the reasons why my identity just changed like that is probably because of my own unconscious actions of visualizing, and then also the actions that I took in real life. Improve my discipline, going to the gym regularly and being consistent, becoming more consistent with it. And also the outside influences that led me to ingrain this identity into my subconscious. Like the people complimenting me for being muscular, the people complimenting me for being strong, the people complimenting me for being athletic, the people complimenting me for being flexible. Because those things also influence your identity a lot. What the people around you say about you can often become true. Because you start ingraining that. When you often hear that you're a lazy person, when you often hear that you're a selfish person, by many different people, very often, almost every day, at some time it's also become true, the truth. But when you start hearing that, yeah, you're muscular, I started hearing that almost every day. People compliment me for my muscle mass. Like I may not seem like it on camera, but I'm not the most massive guy on the earth, but I'm pretty big. I'm pretty muscular now. And I've made a big change because I used to be a very skinny kid. Oh wait, I'll just stand up and kind of flex. Can you even see? Wait. I'll actually show you some proof here. So I'm not like the biggest guy, but I'm pretty muscular, Pretty big. But yeah, all I have to say, one of the reasons why now I won't ever really think about missing a workout, even if I don't feel like it at all, even if I don't feel like training at all, I won't really think about missing a workout. It won't really even cross my mind. It's because I've now ingrained this identity into myself, and I've now see myself as an athlete who just doesn't miss workouts. Yesterday I had a very long workout. Like I did a push workout with a lot of exercises. I did some plyometrics, and then I did some sprints. It was very long. I started training at 1:45, and I stopped training at 4:30. So it was pretty long. It was kind of difficult. It was very difficult, but I had a lot of fun, and I often wanted to just skip that workout, not do it, just stop. But it didn't even really cross my mind of acknowledging those thoughts, because they're not really aligned to my identity. So identity can play a big role, a big positive role, but also a big negative role. And another part of my identity, which plays a pretty bad role into my life, which kind of influenced my life negatively, is I still see myself as a normal kid who watches YouTube, who watches BS on YouTube in his free time, who watches useless videos on YouTube in his free time, so plenty of time. And that's something that's not that good, because it often leads me to just spend some time, wasting time, watching some BS on YouTube, some videos that are not valuable at all, that I just watch for entertainment, even though it's really not aligned to my values and the man I want to be. But I just sit there and watch some BS, watch useless videos, and that's something I'm very ashamed of. And I'm working on switching, on changing the identity. Because it's hard to just eliminate an identity. It's way easier to just change it, replace it with something else. So the best way I found to do this is, I learned this from, what's his name again? Charlie Morgan. Charlie Morgan, a very good entrepreneur who makes some extremely valuable videos. And he talks about how he did this 7 years ago. He basically wrote down, he knew what his goals were, and he basically wrote down exactly what he needed to become, the person he needed to become to achieve his goals. Because I really like this quote that I hear from so many successful people, from so many people that have achieved great things. They always say this: you don't achieve goals, you become the person who's worthy of those goals. So you don't achieve goals, you just become the person who can. You become who can, because you currently, the person I currently am, can't achieve the goals I want to achieve. I need to become someone else to achieve those goals. So you basically just set the goals, and then write down in details who you need to become to achieve those goals, and write it down as if you were already that person. So you just open a Notion page, you just write down, okay, your name, for example, John is a very disciplined man. He does what he needs to do, regardless of how he feels. That's the first sentence. That's one sentence that's in my identity page. And just write down different things. Go into kind of details. You can write 10 sentences like this, where you just write down different skills, different traits, different beliefs that your perfect identity or your desired identity has, desired person you need to become has. And just write those things down. And then what you simply do, just read that and visualize it for 2 times a day, at least 2 times a day. You just quickly read it and then visualize different things from it, from like the first person perspective. Kind of seeing it and visualizing different experiences that you would have as a person. For example, something I often visualize in myself, like rolling in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and tapping someone out. Because I want to start the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but currently I can't really afford it because the gym next to me, not really next to me, but the closest gym to me is very expensive, like $100 or something like that. So I can't afford it currently, but I want to, $100 a month. So currently I can't afford it, but it really motivates me to actually be able to afford it one day. So I just visualize myself really in details, rolling with someone in BJJ and tapping them out. and being even more muscular than now, being even more athletic than now, being a stronger willed person than I am now. It's something else I often visualize myself doing is being with my family and paying at a restaurant and paying for it. That's something that motivates me a lot, and I know it will require me to become someone else to achieve those goals. I visualize different things like that. So just read and visualize through that desired identity page that you made for yourself at least 2 times a day. You can do it 3, 4 times, 5 times a day if you want. So yeah, don't worry if it's comfort, chase it.